founder of the Voice Youth Movement with almost 150 plus centers in India and abroad. These are all, the youth centers where college students, where age from 18 to 30, they have these centers where Prabhuji guides them. And he is regularly behind the temple in Pune, Grand Temple in VCC. And the international speaker.
They are all welcome when they come to India.
Yes. If you ever go to India, please visit ISKCON Pune and VCC temple.
Just 3 hours drive from Bombay.
3 hours drive from Bombay. It's a very wonderful temple. It has a congregation of 6,000 devotees. So you will see, I don't know, multiplied of this now 600 times. So, and he is an international speaker, blending science and spirituality for students, corporate and devotees worldwide. Let's welcome Prabhuji by loudly chanting Hare Krishna.
So at the beginning of any event, we do this type of kirtan because during the course of the day, we all face varieties of situations and people, and we undergo different type of turmoils in the mind. When we come to the kirtan, it is like bringing our body, mind and soul back to the rhythm. It's very calming. It brings us to our original nature. And if you can sing, you may sing if you are comfortable. Otherwise, even if you just listen, you will immensely benefit by this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Thank you very much. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshushavanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna. This is a very interesting topic given to me today. How the spiritual vision can bring about real peace in ourselves and in the world. So, now we are living in an age when we are most connected but yet disconnected. Here is a picture of two fellows running and stumbling at each other. So I was born in 1968. So I have seen that generation also. And then we never had a phone until 1990, almost 1990 or so. So then we started having a landline, then we had subsequently mobiles. And as the age progressed, you have seen, although connection has increased, but the peace has decreased. People have thousands of friends in Facebook, people have friends in WhatsApp groups, people have thousands of friends in Twitter, but yet they feel lonely now. Similarly, if you see the comforts now, the comforts have increased immensely, but the medication also has increased subsequently. The comforts with which we are living nowadays, the facilities, that has reduced the bodily mobility and increased the diseases, the increase in age. So there is an instant connection across the globe, everywhere. But people don't understand one another so much. Therefore, in today's talk, we will find out what causes the lack of peace individually and collectively. Although, in order to become happy, man has invented many external things for making life more happier. We have better cars, tall towers, broad roads, but people don't have broad minds. People have tall towers, but they don't have tall character. So, in the day in which we are living in, if one really wants to research and find out what causes the kind of problems we are facing, the spirituality goes to the root cause of the problem. The problem is inner problem, which is manifesting externally. See, here you are seeing people from different nationalities, different race, caste, creed, color, with all different types of people all stand in one place. According to the law of spirituality, we don't go by anything of the external world. When Srila Prabhupada came here in 1965, this is one of the very first things he taught to everybody, that in essence, all of us are equal. We all are same type of soul which occupies every living body. Not only humans, even the animals, even the birds, even the reptiles, insects. In any living body, the type of spirit soul that runs the body is of same nature. In this connection, I heard a little interesting story. Once upon a time in India, in the central India, there were many frogs living together. One day, that place became very dried up and they didn't have adequate water. So they decided to migrate to other places. So some of them migrated to north, some to south, some to east, some to west. But then when they went to those new regions, there the other frogs who were there, they were not ready to accept them easily. They said, those who went to north, they said, oh, anyone who comes north, you have to be yellow in color. So they said, if you are ready to be painted yellow, then we will accept you in our group. So they were painted yellow. Those who went to south, they were painted green. Those who went to the east, they were painted red. Those who went to the other side, they were painted blue, like the different colors. So then they lived with those frogs which are of different color. Again they came to know a good news that there in their native place there was a heavy rain shower. There was prosperity everywhere. So they decided to return back. So they all returned back to central India. But then there was a problem, because now they were all different colored frogs. Somebody was yellow, somebody was blue, somebody was red, somebody was green. So there was a big fight amongst them. But then there was a heavy rain shower which washed away all their colors. And then they realized they are all the same color. They returned back to their original nature. So, the different colors which were painted on them was only superficial. In the same manner, we all possess bodies. Somebody is tall, somebody is short, somebody is fat, somebody is thin, somebody is fair, somebody is black. Although these bodies externally appear differently looking, in essence, the spirit soul which occupies the body is of same nature. Sometimes you open an old book, you find a dot like a creature. It's moving in the book. And that dot-like creature is able to move because the soul is present in it. And then you see the large animals like elephant. There is also a soul which is driving the elephant. Although the soul is very tiny, it is extremely powerful because it is a living being. Whereas a very huge truck or a very huge plane cannot budge an inch even if it is standing for 1,000,000 years on its own, until a pilot enters the cockpit and then takes the plane off. So what animates the bodies is the soul. For example, if I wear gloves here and I move my fingers, it appears the gloves are alive. The gloves is not alive. The hand makes it appear alive. When I take off my hand, the gloves will drop flat. Similarly, when we, the spirit soul, leave the body drops to the ground dead. That's what we call as dead. So, understanding the spirit soul can solve so many problems in the world. For example, the problem between Germans and Jews was also based on superficial appearance of the body, isn't it? The clash that happened. Similarly, the clash that happens between a country and the neighborhood country is because people demarcate the countries and claim that these are ours and they are not ours. They make like that. So, the differentiation, there is a famous poet called Rabindranath Tagore. He wrote one poem, where the world is free from fear, where the knowledge is free, where the world is not divided into fragmental parts by narrow domestic walls. Like that he wrote a poem. So he was looking for a world which will be a united world, where all living beings will have mutual respect, trust and love, with which they will all be unitedly staying. They will have empathy for each other. They will not react violently, rather they will respond with their intelligence. Those people who react violently with their emotions, with their uncontrolled emotions, they don't think for even a split second. They react violently, instinctively. On the other hand, those who use their intelligence to think twice, they respond maturely. And similarly, when we can look at all other creatures with a compassionate eye, then we can cultivate empathy. See the things from others' perspective, be able to feel what others are feeling. So we can feel that way. And also support other living beings. So I will say 4 words which signify these good qualities. One is dharma, another one is seva, and prema, and bhakti. So I will just say one line about each of it. Dharma is our innate nature of every living being, which is to love and to serve. The nature of love is not to grab, but to give. The nature of love is outward flowing. Love, you will see, think of love of a mother and love of a employed servant maid. There is a big difference between the two. A mother does not expect anything from the child except to please the child. benefit the child. Whereas a servant maid is looking for some salary at the end of the month. If she gets a better salary, she will serve another child, not this child. Whereas the mother has affection for the child. The mother will go an extra mile to serve the child by even waking up midnight. Whereas a servant maid will only do extra work if you pay her a little extra money. Isn't it? And the mother serves the child with love, and the servant maid does it mechanically, out of sense of duty. She does. So, therefore you can see the nature of love is not very difficult to understand. The nature of love is it's unmotivated, it is uninterrupted, it has a sense of sacrifice, it has a spirit of sacrifice, it also is outward flowing. So, in the same manner, every jiva has the nature of dharma called love and to serve. First we love our own mother, then we love father, then we love brother and sister, then we love people who speak our language, then we may love people of our country, then we love all human beings, all across the globe. Still, our love is considered incomplete because we may love all humans but not the poor animals or the birds. People sometimes eat meat or eat fish or flesh and things like that. So their love can be considered complete when one loves God. Therefore we say love God, love all. So God is like a master switch. If when you love God, then you love everybody. It's like one switch is switched on and all other switches are on. Like that. There is a reason for that. Because all living beings are connected to one supreme soul. We all are tiny souls, but we have a common father, common denominator, which is the supreme soul. So when we understand this basic fact of life, there can be inner peace. This is so dharma, I was telling about dharma. And seva. Seva actually means a voluntary service rendered without wanting any gross or subtle returns. For example, gross return means, okay, if I do this, what will I get out of it? Not asking for it. Or if I do it, who will praise me? Who will notice it? Who will click a photo? Who will publish it? Not expecting anything in return. That service, when it is rendered to common people or any living being of this world, we call it a social service. But when it is directed towards the Supreme, to whom everyone and everything belongs, then that seva is actually divine. So, I told you about dharma, I told you about seva. Now seva, what happens? When we are selfish, we feel a lack of peace in the mind. When we are selflessly rendering service, we feel happiness. For example, when you buy some things and feed the birds, immediately you feel some sense of joy. Why? Because the selflessness is the nature of the soul, and the shadow of that selflessness is seen in this world as mundane selfless services. But the divine selflessness is emanating from the soul, every soul. So, if you help another devotee, like for example, you assist in cooking, you assist in washing, you assist in cleaning, you assist in distributing spiritual literature. Many are coming and entering service. One of this Matajis was now singing kirtan. So there are services allotted like this for different devotees to do. So when we go out of our way, without seeking any salary in return, we do something for God and the devotees. And that is seva. So that seva purifies, seva awakens joy also. So similarly, when we talk about bhakti, bhakti is actually a devotion expressed towards the Supreme. Now people ask, why should we express any devotion to God? There's a saying in English, God gives, gives, gives and forgives. We get and forget. We receive a lot of things. Like you see, we receive the fruits, we receive the flowers, we receive the grains, we receive the air, we receive the sunlight, the warmth of the sun and heat of the sun. And the sun is actually producing the rain shower and producing all the crops to grow and vegetables to grow. And the moon fills up juices within the vegetables and the fruits. So we are benefiting from all these things, but we don't even ask the question, where are these things coming from? So somebody may say everything is coming from nature. So why do you bring in God? Everything is coming from nature. It's true, things are coming from nature, but nature is a machine which cannot produce these things on its own. For example, if somebody gives you a cone ice cream from an ice cream making machine, is the machine producing the cone ice cream? Or somebody making and giving it? Somebody is making and giving through the machine, right? Like in India, they have a wheel in which they produce mud pots. You have seen mud pots, those who make? They do the hand pottery. They do like this. Some are tall pots, some are short pots, some are plates. So a potter makes varieties of objects and keeps it in the side, and he sells them. When he goes for lunch, a couple of students come there and they are talking, hey, where are all these amazing pots coming from? And his friend may say, it's all coming from the wheel. Yes, it's true, it's coming from the wheel, but the wheel itself cannot produce these things. Wheel is an instrument, but what was producing it was the potter's hand. So do you appreciate the potter who made the pots, or you appreciate the wheel? Tell me, any of you? Potter, isn't it? Now we were hearing, the beautiful kirtan with the harmonium, and I was appreciating the mridangam. So will I appreciate the harmonium and mridangam, or will I appreciate the player of the harmonium and player of the mridangam? You all agree? The instrument in and of itself is not glorified unless it is played by somebody. Similarly, the nature in and of itself cannot produce all the living beings, bodies, without God playing a role by ordering the nature. That is said in the Gita. So, God is one, the Supreme Father, He is the one who is making everyone do this. So, therefore, devotion to Him and love for Him. So, when we cultivate our gratitude to Him, the gratitude manifests as devotion. So, by remembering Him and expressing our gratitude, our heart becomes bigger, and gratitude is the source of all good qualities. So, these are all 4 qualities I told you, they emanate from the soul outwardly towards God and towards all. So, when we exercise this, by exercising this, we can experience ourselves great inner peace. And those who don't exercise this, they develop 3 sicknesses of the soul. I will say about this and I will conclude the talk. 3 things are said. One is the desire, and anger, and greed. You will see, it's not ordinary desire. This desire is called lust, we call it. What is lust defined as? Adamant desire for the prohibited things. And things that are not good for us, we may have adamant desire for it. For example, junk food, which is not very healthy. Sometimes our mind may have adamant desire for French fries, that kind of items. We eat, we suffer, but we still want to continue eating them. That's one example. Or in America, they call it as M&M, M&M? Correct. They're very tasty. But you keep eating, it will spoil your tooth, isn't it? So, in the same manner, for example, a man is allowed to marry and have a wife and beget children. That is considered perfectly in line with God. But when one goes beyond the marriage ties for extramarital relationship, that spoils the relationship with his own spouse. Correct? No? So then that is also considered prohibited. So adamant desire for the prohibited, that is called lust. And second is the anger. Anger means the tendency to want to hurt others or harm others by beating. Initially one may shout, and then one may raise a hand, one may then beat a person or kick a person. That's the last thing one can do, isn't it? So all the criminal activities in the world start from anger. And this is and then thirdly, the greed. Greed actually means it's not wrong to possess things in the world, but to want more and more and more and more. Sometimes even children do that. sometimes children, they want not only their own toy, they want to snatch away the toys of other children also. Then that is called greed, they call it. So these three tendencies, to beat, to loot, and to catch. To catch, want to catch anyone and everyone is called lust. To loot anyone and everyone is called greed. To beat others and dominate others is called anger. So these three tendencies, to beat, loot and catch, tendencies are there in small or big proportion in different living beings. And these three are the viruses in our mind which take away our peace. For example, if I can learn to live and let others live and not hurt them, then I am overcoming anger. Similarly, if I can accept God-given gifts and not loot others' property, then I am at peace with all living beings also. Similarly, if I can accept my allotted, sanctioned quota, whatever God has allotted me, for example, everybody can have a house, everybody can have a wife, everybody can have an honest earning. These are all allowed, permitted. And then, two types of alignment. One is conformity with God and unity with all. One is vertical, one is horizontal. Conformity with the Supreme and unity with all living beings. One can lead a very happy life, peaceful life in this world. But because people are not happy, they are greedy, it's war between man and man, family and family, then country and another country. You can see the greed. Srila Prabhupada gave an example. If you keep a sack of rice, your bird will come, eat little and go away. Some animal may come, eat little and go away. But if man comes, he will take the whole sack. He has a stalking tendency, which is called greed, we call it. So this lust, greed and anger are burning the whole world. But this burning three items can be pacified by this type of kirtan which you all did in the beginning. So doing this type of sankirtan, or we also can chant the beads. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So chanting, similarly, reading the wisdom literature like Gita. When you read, you get enlightened and you know what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what will benefit me, what will harm me, what is uplifting, what is degrading. So we know the difference between the two. Then we can pick the right and drop the wrong. What to pick, what to give up. We can learn that by reading. And by coming in company of devotees like this, regularly, like-minded people who are uplifting, so the spirit can be brought back to its original nature. Like you see, these bulbs are yellow in color, but if you put a red color paper over it, just like see there, they put a red color paper, it's showing exit. Because if you put red color, it comes out red. If you put blue color, it comes out blue. If you put yellow, it comes out yellow. Similarly, the spirit soul is all pure. Everybody sitting here is completely divine. As divine as God. God is divine, every soul is divine. But when the soul is covered by the mind, which is carrying these three impurities, that is causing so many problems to the individual as well as to the whole world. So, in solution, I told you three things. You can remember this. A, B, C. You can remember. A stands for association. B stands for Bhagavad Gita. C stands for chanting. So association, this is association. When you all come weekly, come together in each other's company, sing the kirtan, hear some sermon, take the sanctified prasad. In this way, coming together is very uplifting, very purifying, and discipline becomes very easy in the company of good association. And Bhagavad Gita, 1 page a day. Every day if you read, that 1 page a day, like we say, small drops of water make an ocean. So eventually you will complete it and you will learn many, many pearls of wisdom from that great literature. And see, chanting cleanses the mind and awakens the soul. So what does it cleanse? These three tendencies I told you. To beat, to loot, to catch. This unwanted anger, lust, greed, it's cleansed. And it awakens a sleeping soul and makes us cheerful, makes us confident, makes us courageous. And then we'll be able to walk even in this world with many challenges very boldly. So thank you all very much for your patient attention. Can I take 5-10 minutes of discussion? We can give the mic to them. Yeah. You have one more mic, is it? Okay. Anybody raises the hand, we will send the mic to you. You can share a reflection. Yeah, you can give. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
I have a reflection and also a question. My reflection is when you're talking about seva, Radheshyam Prabhu always says that your seva will save you. And so, you were saying very similar things, so it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
And my question is, you're talking about comfort, and then also later how, there's so many things that feel good that aren't good for us. I was wondering why Krishna designed us in such a way that the things that feel the best for us are actually the worst for us.
Yeah. Actually, we think according to the gunas, the 3 gunas we call it, the goodness, passion and ignorance. Let me give an example, it will make it very easy. Say somebody is walking on the road, there is a first floor, second floor, third floor. The first floor, he sees there is a beer bar, there is a hotel, there is cabaret dance, people are drinking, smoking. In the first floor you go, there is a treadmill and, people are bodybuilding, there is a beauty parlor and those kind of things. And then you go to the top floor, third floor, you find there is a yoga studio or there is a kirtan studio like this. If you have 3 floors like this, which student will go where will depend on what? That's my question to you. Like somebody is passing on the road, will you go to the first floor or second floor or third floor? That will depend on what? Yeah. That depends on the taste. Correct, no? That depends on the taste. Not that everybody will go to only one place. Like you all have come here now, because your taste is the third floor taste, I said, which I told just now. So somebody has another taste, they go there. Somebody has this taste. So what God has done in this world, as I told you, the rainwater is pure, when it touches the ground it becomes muddy. Similarly, when the souls come to this world, they develop desires independent of God. So at that time, God creates facilities for them to enjoy that. So because they have made a demand, on demand God has produced those things. Just like go to a hotel and ask for, give me a pizza, they bring a pizza. Or you say, no, bring me pastries, then they bring pastries. Or you say, bring Manchurian, they bring Manchurian. Or you say, you bring me bread, they bring you bread. Or bring me some salads, they bring you salad. So God also has arranged this world in such a way that depending on these 3 tastes, He has provided the facility for them. Now somebody may say, God should not have produced these facilities, He should have produced only the best things or pure things. Some people say like that. See, any loving father wants the child to voluntarily surrender, not by force. The free will is always there. God is kind enough to give everybody an opportunity to take their own sweet time and then learn. Actually, there are various ways of learning. One way of learning is to hear that if I touch fire, it will burn. Just by hearing, you can learn. Or somebody touched fire, they are screaming, you saw and learned. Either you hear and learn, or you see and learn. Or you yourself touch and learn. Experience and learn. Some people after touching also they will not learn. Correct, no? So there are different type of living beings. So this world is a place for reformation. We have an opportunity to get reformed in this world. And that reformation can happen simply by hearing also. But those who don't learn by hearing, they can observe other living beings. I'll tell you a simple example. The nature is so designed by God that those who do wrong things, they suffer. Those who do the right things will enjoy. For example, say a person who smokes gets ulcers in the mouth. One who smokes a cigarette gets some lung cancer. Or those who drink liquor regularly, eventually they will get liver cirrhosis. Correct, no? Then there are people who have multiple partners, they get sexually transmitted diseases, complications. On the other hand, those who do breathing exercises, and those who do yogasanas, those who do chanting, you can see they are very healthy. You can see that. For example, how many of you have seen those who regularly do yoga, even though they become 60, 70 years old, they look very young? You have seen that? You observed that? Those who do yoga? Yeah? Yeah, they look fit, correct, no? Yeah. Because if you do the right thing, like, you eat very simple food, you eat, and you avoid all these bad items instead of putting them into your system, you are actually quite healthy. You can see that. That means nature is designed in such a way by God that the right things you do, they yield good results. And the wrong things you put in the system, we suffer. So, in this way, the nature itself is a teacher. It teaches us. It's like, don't touch fire. It gives us a clue that don't do this. And also, for example, you are asking the question, why the things which appear tasty or good, they are bad for us. Say, for example, we call this achar, we call it. Achar is actually kind of spicy pickles. Yeah, pickles. You know pickles? Yeah. Now, pickles may be liked by somebody. For that, you need that Rajaguna to like it. If somebody is in Sattva-guna, they will not like it. They will want mild. For example, some people eat chili. They tear the chili, like that they eat it. You will jump up, you will have tears in your eyes. But some people love it. You have seen that? So, who will love it? Somebody in Rajaguna, they will like it. You understand, no? Similarly, somebody in Tamaguna, they like stale food. There are people who like stale food, you know that? Yeah. There are people who eat hot dogs. There are people who eat, they have cockroach roast. They have snake noodles. There are people who eat those things. Yeah. You have to be in Tamaguna to eat those things. So, in whichever guna we are in, then only that item is attractive. Otherwise not. Somebody in Sattva-guna, will he find it attractive? No, he won't. Like for example, a pig eats stool. Only he finds it attractive. Not, if you give halwa to a pig, what do you think a pig will do? He will smell it. Oh, this is not what I want. He wants something else, which everybody knows what he wants. Right now? So, the particular guna in which it's like a particular specs you are wearing. I wear a red specs, everything looks red. If you wear Rajaguna specs, then only I find that attractive. Like for example, one time I was sitting in the flight going to India. My neighborhood boy, one boy in the flight, he was playing this video games, some video game. What do you call it? Test for speed, I think, is it? He's going in a car. What do you call it? Need for speed, yeah. He's going in the car in the road, and so many obstacles are coming, and he's going like this, shooting somebody and all that in the flight. So almost he was playing 2 hours. And I only watched him for 2-3 minutes. My head was already spinning. I didn't watch it. I was saying, and after 2 hours, he put it aside, closed it. He was like very tired after that. But till then, the passion is like that. When you are indulging in passionate activity, it is thrilling. But after the thrill is finished, one becomes completely tired after that. So, but one needs to be in passion to like it. Correct, no? Otherwise, how people spend so much time with that? Like Netflix binge watching people do. 8 hours they watch, movie after movie after movie, correct, no? But one needs to have that type of Rajasika taste. Only then they can do that. So, therefore, in the path of spirituality, we elevate ourselves to Sattva, where our choices will actually be liberating choices. Whereas in Rajaguna, Tamaguna, the choices are binding choices. Does it make sense? Thank you.
How do we change our perspective? How do we...
Oh, it's possible. There are very specific, clear-cut things said, what all you should do. So the times of the day, early morning is Sattva, daytime is Rajas, and night time is Tamas. So the chanting of the holy name, Japam, we do it in the early morning hours. Then that is the time to cleanse the mind very fastly again. Even the ocean throws all the dirty slag in the early morning. Because the early morning it releases the impurities from the ocean. So early morning, that is about the time of the day. Similarly, food. There is sattvika food, rajasic food, tamasic food, correct? No? You can study in the Bhagavad Gita, you will read it. Yeah. Similarly, there are, 15, 20 items Lord Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita. You can read the chapters 14, 15, 16, 17 if you read the Gita. All the items you will get. So you can make the exercise of finding out what all if you do, the sattva can be increased. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna says that Swabhava Vijayam Shauryam, he says. Conquering your lower nature is real heroism, he says. The lower nature, for example, instinctively yelling, shouting at others is lower nature. But politely expressing our discontent, displeasure is higher nature. So if somebody can go from lower nature to being reactive to responsive, that means he is real hero, he says. Right now. In the same manner, instinctively plunging into eating anything, any damn thing, or instinctively scrolling, all the time, hours and hours. So that is lower nature. Higher nature means, I have an examination in a couple of days from now, so let me, keep my smartphone in the locker and lock it up. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to study. Then it's a higher nature. So you will see that we all have that lower nature and higher nature. There's a tug of war going on between the two. And the more you come in this kind of association and you are giving positive inputs, sattva increases, then you empower yourself to make right choices. You strengthen yourself more and more. So 3 things you have to avoid. Bad ambience, bad people who degrade us, and bad habits. If we focus on avoiding this, and we have to substitute by 3 positives. Like this is a very pure ambience coming here. Similarly, pure association, people who are uplifting, the words you hear are actually contributing to helping you liberate your mind, and make your life better, a lot more better than before. So then good association. So good people, good ambience, and good habits. So 5 good habits, A, B, C, D, you all must have heard. A for association, I told. B for Bhagavad Gita, 1 page a day. C for chanting. D for devotional diet, which is the sanctified food. And E is engaging in some seva, service. So these 5 are uplifting activities. Correct, no? So in this way we can increase the sattva more and more. It's quite possible. And when you read, you will understand when you read the Bhagavad Gita what activities to avoid. Can we give opportunity to anyone else to share something? You can take the mic. You can give the mic to it. Any one point you remember from the class, something you liked, or some reflection?
You were saying about the pattern, we don't give credit to the being to give credit to the pattern. And the same way, when we do something good, its credit goes to him.
Yeah. You are right, yeah. That's perfect. Your understanding is correct. See, for example, if somebody comes to Vanamali Prabhu, Vanamali Krishna Prabhu, Vanamali Krishna Prabhu's house, I come and batter the door. So he opens the door. I can say, Vanamali Krishna Prabhu, open the door, I will say, right? I can also say, Vanamali Krishna Prabhu's right hand opened the door. I can say, or I can say, Vanamali Krishna Prabhu's right hand, index finger and the thumb together, they opened the door. You can say, but generally what we will say? Vanamali Krishna Prabhu opened the door, we will say. Similarly, we are all part of God, we say. How? For example, in a particular temple, say, the GBC, this is the GBC, and this is the temple president, and these are 5 devotees in the temple. 2 devotees are doing a service. Sometimes the credit is given to the president also. So Shamsundar Prabhu, here, he is given the credit that, in their community, Pittsburgh, they did something wonderful. Somebody may praise him. Somebody may praise the GBC. Who is GBC here, Prabhu? Anantam Prabhu. Anantam Prabhu, in Pittsburgh, you did something wonderful. Somebody may say, correct, no? They may tell him like that. Or Shamsundar Prabhu may praise those 2 devotees who did. Now, Lohitasha Prabhu is helping with CMA preaching. He may tell about him. Or he may tell about Brajaras Prabhu. Like that, he may glorify the devotees. So, specific devotees. But whether they are glorified, or Shamsundar Prabhu is glorified, Anantam Prabhu is glorified, all of them are whose part and parcels? Yeah. Therefore, we say, it's all Krishna's mercy, we say. Because the hand is connected to the body, therefore hand is getting the ability to do anything. Imagine you cut off this hand and keep it on a table. Can the hand do anything? No, isn't it? Therefore, ultimately credit is given to God. Because when my hand is connected to the body, I can count. If some object falls on me, I can stop it. If somebody comes to attack me, I can punch. Or I have to carry something, I can lift the bag. I can play mridangam. I can do so many activities. All these abilities are coming because of its connection to the body. Therefore, we give credit to Krishna. So how many of you appreciate this connection to Krishna? Is clear? Yeah. Anybody else want to share anything? Any other? That was good. Thank you, Maji. Thank you for your point. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a question. You said the 5 things, A, B, C, D, one of them was devotion. How do you build devotion and how do you add that into your spiritual practice to kind of motivate you?
Yeah. Actually, our initial understanding of the Supreme God, is very preliminary understanding. Generally, many students I have observed, they request God to help them in their activities. Like, please help me with my studies, help me get a good job, help me settle in life. And I have some problems and worries, please sort them out. They ask like that. So at that time, we are like a big circle and God is a small circle. I am there and God is also there. It's like that. Gradually, as we grow in our chanting and reading and all these things, we will understand that actually God is not just a punishment awarder for the evil, He is much more than that. He is actually called as Akila Rasamrita Murti, which means He is a reciprocator of love. When I drink any juice, like I drink lemon juice or apple juice or mango juice, I immediately feel how Krishna must be so sweet. What He has produced is so delightful. Correct, no? Similarly, when I hear the sound of a cuckoo, I think, oh, how sweet God's voice must be. Because His creation is so sweetly singing. Similarly, you see the dancing of a peacock. How beautiful he must be dancing. In the same manner, we all are attracted to beauty in this world. Or wealth. Somebody possesses wealth, we are attracted. Or somebody is strong, we are attracted. And somebody is famous, we are attracted. So, or somebody is very renounced, we adore. How these people are so renounced. So, these 6 opulences are present in God in fullness, in oceanic proportion. So, although we may not be able to immediately access Him now, His opulences can be seen minutely in other living beings. That's where we begin, isn't it? So, when we read the scriptures, initially we are I, me, mine centered. I, me and mine. But as we grow in our purification of the heart and everything, we come to a point where we start researching Him, about Him, how He has made this world so wonderfully. So, how He is nurturing and nourishing. So, He is the creator, He is the maintainer, He is the provider, He is the protector, and He has given the literature by reading which, by living with devotees or practicing, we can be drawn closer to Him. So now, for example, when you read the spiritual literature, we are not only looking at God as a distant person, He becomes a part of our life. Like when you read Mahabharata, when you read Ramayana, when you read Bhagavad Gita, actually all across the globe, all the religions are ultimately describing that Supreme Being, but they go to different levels of understanding. So the distant understanding is, God is like a father, we are like children, and we pray to Him for whatever we need. But so initially it begins with fear, then desire, then duty, then finally love. So fear is not a very great motivator, and desire is a good motivator. Many people go to God with various desires. I want this, I want that. And then one comes to a point where one says, you already given me a lot of things, I am dutiful to you, I am thankful to you. But love is the final thing where that is only possible when we understand His personality, His qualities, His character. So when I read Bhagavad Gita and Krishna book and books like this, so with the intention to understand the personality, then even in this world you will see why you love somebody because of their personality. Like imagine your mother, for example, she has a sacrificing nature. That touches your heart. Similarly, somebody did something for you without expecting anything in return. That touches your heart. So somebody is truthfulness, somebody is integrity, somebody is humility, somebody is tolerance, somebody is selflessness. So these are things which touch you. Similarly, when you understand these things in God, when you study, that is the time our attraction for Him starts. So, and that happens in the Bhagavatam, if you see. So begin with Mahabharata, Ramayana, then go to Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. When you hear about these things from various devotees, especially recently I am doing something called Krishna Leela, I am doing. Krishna and Chaitanya Leela. It's only 20 minutes. I think here it comes, Krishna Leela in America, it comes in the morning time. It is 10 to 10:30. It comes in the morning time. And the Chaitanya Leela comes here between 5:30 to 5:50. So this is my intention in doing this 20 minutes every day, like 700-800 people attend in India. Why am I doing this? Because we are going to study the personalities, study about Krishna, study about Chaitanya, along with pastimes and the qualities they exhibited in the Leelas, dealing. So Lord, devotee and the dealing. Now when we study about this, our love for God will awaken, surely. Yeah. But you are rightly situated, I can say. You are engaged in right engagement and right association, which itself is very rewarding and it is uplifting. Probably in your current status as a student, you may not get so much time to go through all the literatures, books and everything, But I would suggest that you can consider hearing whichever speaker you like, who presents the philosophy in a way that is very appealing to you. You can hear especially the pastimes of the Lord from them. Pastimes of the Lord and the devotee dealing, that will be very immensely helpful. Alright? Yeah. It's getting late. You can do a little more kirtan like you did before. Nothing a prayer? Yeah. I can do it? Yeah. Oh, you can. Surely you can do it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment.
Oh, you can, yeah, sure.
So I don't know if this resonates with anyone else, but something like clicked in my mind when you were talking about, the difference between approaching God from like basically a material perspective,
Correct.
father-child perspective,
Correct.
and then like moving all the way up to bhakti, right?
Correct.
Or to prema.
Yeah.
Prema is the top level.
Correct.
So I just started reading the Purple Krishna book, and you were talking about, we have to really like get to know the Lord to really love Him.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how like getting to know the Lord and really love Him is very parallel to how we can approach relationships in our life, but
Yes.
directly. Like a lot of relationships are very based on material perspective and not spiritual perspective because you don't actually know the person in the beginning. Like you're thinking they're so pretty, or they're so good looking, or they have all this money, he's got a good job, or, you know what I mean, she's really going places and all these things, but you don't really know them. You're looking at them from a material
Very
perspective.
superficially, yeah.
Superficial, right? And so when the way that we approach our devotional practice, from what I'm hearing from you, is very much like top level, like you need to understand Him, and by reading these kinds of spiritual literatures, that is kind of the gateway to understand Him and His pastimes.
Yeah.
Does that make
sense? Very true, very, very true. And also understanding God in that way is also going to help us in understanding the world around us. Also, very much. Let me tell you one small example. In this world, say for example, someone gave an idea to another person what to do, and then it came out very well. They will definitely expect that their name will be taken, that so-and-so gave the credits, So, for example, Lord Krishna helped Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, But he's telling Arjuna, you take all the credits. You take the gross credit, which is kingdom, and take the subtle credit of having won the war. You take both. He doesn't want anything. Although he is a kingmaker, Lord Krishna actually made Arjuna successful. You will see like that. So these are the kind of things that touch our hearts. Imagine somebody is behind you, they gave you all the ideas, they gave you all the resources, and they made you successful. And when it comes to, the festival of celebration of, who did, they give all the credit to you. They put you on the stage and they clap hands. There are people like that. So when you see, then you understand that person is of a very high character. So God's character, when we read the literatures, It just comes out in various ways he behaves. So I had a desire that pick up some 10 or 20 such pastimes from the Vedic literature and make it in a very lucid manner, even for the common mass of people to get access to. I've been thinking about that because I speak about it in my various lectures when I go, but it would be very nice if we make that, because then people understand the heart of God. It's like taking a peep into God's heart. What quality, what type of person he is. So what you can see with your own eyes is, like you can see the sun, sun is giving warmth, it's giving warmth, and on the other hand, the fire in the kitchen can burn, cause an accident, but sun doesn't cause accident. It gives heat and warmth, and such a powerful light, and we are placed strategically in such a way that we don't burn away, nor we freeze with cold. He has placed us in such a manner. When we look around in this world, William Wordsworth wrote a poem, millions of daffodils, I saw millions of daffodils, like that he wrote a poem. Which means the beauty of God's creation itself gives a clue about what type of person he must be. So we can get a clue, and then we can get deeper and deeper understanding as we not only assimilate the scriptures, we also live them, we practice them. Yeah. And we can also understand the other people from that scale. Because understanding God is the greatest thing. With that, when you see all others, with what motivation they connect with you, who is what. As you rightly said, appearances can be deceptive in this world. We can't go by the external looks and external talks of people. We have to watch their integrity, their character. Yeah. It was a good point. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. So we can sing Namaste Narasimha. Madhanga, you'll play Madhanga. Namaste Narasimha. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Ladadaine. Hiranyakashiporvakshaha. Hiranyakashiporvakshaha. Shilatankara khalaye. Tor simha parator simha. Yato yato yami tator simha. Mahendra Simho, Hridayendra Simho. Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapadye. Tava Kara Kamala Varenakham Adbhuta Shringam. Dhalita Hiranyakashipo Tara Vrindam. Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadis Hare Krishna Hare Rupa Jaya Jagadis Hare Jaya Jagadis Hare Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada लक्ष्मीन्द्र संगदेव भगवान की भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की. So thank you all very much. So, Jai Shri Prabhupada.